Inform NBC News that Vice President Kamala Harris has selected Tim Walz as her running mate. Harris is now informing the contenders. This makes the Democratic ticket official. Harris-Walz heading into the party convention later this month. Tim Walz, the governor, popular two-term governor, elected in 2018. He is a former high school teacher and former coach who went on to represent Minnesota in Congress for 12 years. The 60-year-old also served for more than 2 decades in the Army National Guard. Harris and Walz will appear together for the first time later today at a rally in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. Well, let's bring in our chief White House correspondent, Peter Alexander. Peter, what do we know about Tim Walz and this decision-making process?
Lester, we know that we're going to see him for the first time on stage alongside Kamala Harris just a matter of hours from now after we get the formal unveiling from the campaign, expected to happen early this morning. That event will happen here in Philadelphia. Notably, another vice presidential potential pick, Josh Shapiro, Pennsylvania's governor, will also be in attendance. To give you a little better understanding about Tim Walz right now, he is a popular 2-term governor. Among other things, he sort of checks that box of what we have been reporting that Kamala Harris was looking for a governing partner who served 12 years in Congress. Notably, he's one of the rare Democrats who represented a rural community in Minnesota. It's part of that plain-spoken style that, as we understand it, may have appealed to Kamala Harris right now. Among the desires for her going forward is to try to secure that critical blue wall, the key states of Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan as well. The hope, according to those close to this process, is that she, with him at her side, will be able to help secure those key battleground states. Without them, certainly without Pennsylvania, Kamala Harris cannot win the presidential race. So beyond the rural appeal, he is also the Democratic Governors Association's head. He leads that organization of governors across the country right now, and he did make an impression on the Harris team over the course of what has been a rapid-fire vetting process. It was Walz himself who first used that word weird to describe not Republicans, but Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, the ticket, a phrase, a word that ultimately we saw many others throughout the Democratic Party, some of Vice President Harris's own surrogates using in the days that followed. Lester, just to pull back the curtain for a second, I'm told by a source familiar with this process that as of late last night, Kamala Harris, the vice president, had not yet made up her mind, that she wanted to sleep on it for another night. And to give you a better understanding of how this was going down to the wire, the Harris campaign had printed signs, a variety of different signs that they could use no matter who she picked, with her name on top and a variety of different names beneath it. Joe Biden notably did the same. He had signs for 12 possible scenarios made back in 2020. But again, that's the most information we have at this time as we learn more about Tim Walz right now. In our conversations with those familiar with this process, there were sort of 3 C's that she had been looking for. She wanted someone that demonstrated competence, someone that also had shared sort of a personal chemistry with her and, frankly, with her husband, Doug Emhoff, who had participated in a lot of this process as well, and also someone who they felt very strongly could help secure some of those key states going forward. As we noted, Minnesota, not a state that the Democrats are worried about, a state that the Democratic Party has not lost since 1972, but some of those key neighbors, including Wisconsin right next door, Michigan and Pennsylvania, are obviously key for her. We're going to be watching this over the course of the morning. Lester will keep you posted as we gather more from our sources.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.